The Field, Part 1. A message from Kryon channeled by Carroll. www.kryon.com. Sunday, 3rd July, 2016 at Laguna Hills, California. Posted October 12, 2016. Greetings, dear ones, I am Kryon of Magnetic Service. I want you to take a moment and take a breath. Now look at the reality that is before you. You sit in a dark room on a beautiful Sunday afternoon listening to a man in a chair. You're told it is a voice from beyond. Indeed, it is, but is this the description that you are going to give when you are asked by a neighbor, "What did you do today?" If so, there will be a lot of eye-rolling in your neighborhood. It's a special group that would see this event as a true message of love and wisdom from an invisible source beyond the veil. Even within this group, and from those listening in other places, there will be doubt that the message is real. This is the natural bias of humanity. You learn one way, and when another way comes you question it. There is always the question, is it real? So these are the things that you are faced with, and that the creative source is faced with. Will there ever be a time when humanity will allow any space in their thinking for what they don't believe is possible? Will there ever come a time when they start examining the pieces and parts of their reality that may be different than they think, which will then open the door for channeling to give information about a beautiful system? God is the master physicist. I have given channels in the past, and one of them was called Physics with an Attitude. It describes a physics that is different than you think, because it appears to be biased, that is, not equally balanced in the linear ways that you expect. Connect the dots and use spiritual common sense for a moment. Who created physics? Who is the creator of all things? The answer is the great I Am, the creative source, God. It is the same God that is in you, who loves you beyond measure and has created the very seed of reality that you sit in and live in. So the reality of everything, the physics of everything, was created from the central source. Do you think within that physics there would be, perhaps, some benevolent anomalies that would indicate that God is in the picture somewhere? Do you think perhaps there would be things you haven't discovered yet, which are just now being examined that would show you something you didn't expect? We will talk some more about physics with an attitude, but the attitude is harmony, togetherness, synchronicity and love. That's what I want to talk about. The Field. It won't take that long before your scientists start to see what I'll call the field. Now, this has already been seen to a lesser degree and is being taught by great metaphysical teachers of the day. It is already out there, being looked at and examined. Here is what is being said: you all have a vibration of your own, like a string on an instrument vibrates. If you vibrate slightly differently, you can be in tune with the cosmos. They use the example of resonate frequencies affecting one another. Have you ever sung anything in the shower? As you sing certain notes or vibrations of music, the shower space will vibrate louder on those notes. The answer to why that is that the note you're singing is a frequency that resonates to the space of the shower. Therefore, you have just discovered the resonate frequency of the shower with your voice, and it sounds louder and brighter, and it's more fun to sing. The teachers will tell you that if one string-on-stringed instrument is plucked hard enough, it will affect another stringed instrument next to it, which has the same tuning of its string. The other instrument will start to vibrate slightly too, even without touching it. That is also the effect of resonate frequencies. Dear ones, the physics of the planet are filled with this effect. What we call the field is that physical space around you that can resonate with another source. God has created this in a way that is biased in your favor. It's like you were designed to resonate with something you are unaware of, if you are aware of it. This attitude of resonance is tuned to togetherness and harmony, and you are starting to be asked to resound to the field. Now, This has other identifying words, and some may have already experienced this. There have been channels and others who have described getting to a place where you resonate to that which is around you. This is the field. The field is a benevolent, harmonious vibration, and if you were to then go and resonate with it with your consciousness, you activate your cellular structure and you live longer. Did you know that harmonizing and resonating with the field within your own consciousness at the right time and the right place actually can cause spontaneous remission? Did you ever wonder how this is possible? Those who can totally and completely harmonize with the field can actually control and alter known physics. Have you ever heard in history of any master who seemed to have control over physics? Indeed, many of them did. There are those right now who are currently on the planet who can do this. There was one recently deceased in India who could do this. I'm telling you something you need to know in this new energy. Since 2012, the field has increased its awareness and more old souls are seeing that they can harmonize and find the frequencies of consciousness that are in the field. As we said, your science is starting to have names for this, because they are sensing it and seeing it. It's outside of linearity and they are calling it quantum entrainment or entanglement. There are many words used for the same thing. The words mean things that want to work together in an odd non-linear way, which are benevolent and harmonious. Literally, things that don't normally work together do so when they're exposed to the field. It's happening more and more. Use of the field. I want to tell you why I'm talking about this. Dear ones, there are many of you who will sit there and say, well, I've tried and I've tried. I go here and I go there, and I really can't find that sweet spot. I can't find that place that harmonizes and vibrates with the creative source. Dear ones, the field was created for you in this new energy, for old souls. It is literally waiting as a resonate frequency of your consciousness to be activated. Kryon, you talk in circles. Dear ones, it is difficult to give you these kinds of messages regarding a reality you have not seen before, which is not linear or in your belief system. Doesn't it make sense, especially in a new energy, that spirit, the creative source, would posture physics to be benevolent and helpful? Doesn't it make sense that there would be numbers of things that you might discover, which you can hook into, that will make sense and create solutions? My partner talks about his experience in creating synchronicity and changing what you would call the luck factor. It's done with a field. When he gets off of an airplane that has returned to the gate with mechanical problems, he expects help, and he resonates with the field. This is what points him to a harmonious solution that he would never have on his own. You can call it enhanced intuition if you wish. The field is that which helps those who are in tune with it, and it coordinates things. It puts things together. It makes different things harmonize and vibrate at the same frequency. Let's interpret that harmonization as a solution in a life that makes sense. It's an energy that answers problems when you didn't think there would be answers at all. There's a fast-track system to help you get in touch with the field. You may have been meditating. You may have been asking. You may have been praying, so I want to give you some help here. Do you know what innate is? Innate has been called the smart body of the human being. Almost like a body sensitivity that is beyond you and inside you. It is the part of the body that you muscle test kinesiology. Did you know that you can ask your body questions in a certain way and get answers that your consciousness doesn't know? That is the smart body. There is part of the body that knows more than you do, which is called innate. Part of the new energy is an attribute that is starting to build bridges between you and innate. When the bridge is finally built, you will all be your own medical intuitive. Right now, you're not. However, the innate is the secret, and the answer to using the field. Innate is already connected to the field. That means you are already connected to the field. Did you ever wonder how homeopathy works? You put a tincture under your tongue, which has so few parts per million that it is almost unmeasurable in science. The tincture is a designed intent program, ready to tell the body what you wish it to do. It signals instructions to the body with tiny chemistry that is far too small to initiate a reaction, yet your body sees it instantly. Homeopathy is the way of things in many countries, and yet scientifically it cannot be proven. Innate sees the instruction under the tongue and then instantly gives the body instructions. The smart body is very smart. It is responsible for seeing the messages and acting on them in order to connect you to the field. The field is a benevolent, harmonious type of physics around you that enhances healing, creates peace, lets you sit in joy, and it's everywhere. Someday, the field will have another name, but right now I am telling you it's the secret for the new energy. If you're trying to get in touch with the field and you've meditated and you've asked and you've sat there frustrated, it's time to get in touch instead with your innate. It is already there, and it's built into your body. Let's talk for a moment about how you can talk to your innate. I want you to understand and look at what we've been teaching now for 3 years. There are new, influential powers that you don't yet know exist. They are in the form of you, talking out loud to your innate. It is you giving instructions to your body, telling it what you want it to hear. It's powerful and a very new enhancement of an old premise. The biggest one, the most influential and newest one at the moment, is well-constructed affirmations. An affirmation spoken out loud is a positive, powerful reinforcement of who you are. You are not asking for anything with a good affirmation. You are not wishing anything either. Instead, you are stating something that is yours, and innate is the first to hear it and act on it. Innate is listening all the time. You have muscle tested with it for years. You've homeopathied with it for years. It's there with an antenna ready to listen, and there is no greater influence than your voice and your consciousness stating what you are out loud. Years and years ago, in an older energy, Kryon was asked, is it necessary to state affirmations out loud, or can we say them within ourselves? The answer was, say them within, because it's not going to make a difference. Now, in this enhanced energy, I change my story. In this new energy, the field has increased. It is more available to synchronize with, to entangle with, than ever before. It is ready to put things together for you, situationally, biologically and consciously. It is ready to expose you to your higher self in a way that you had only hoped for in the past. The main tool is you talking to it, and right now the best way is through the consciousness of vocal affirmation. It is why you're going to see an explosion in suggested affirmations all over the planet. They have been here for more than a century, but dear ones, now is when they blossom. The reason for them is so that you can get in touch with that which is in your own smart body, and which is already connected to the benevolence of physics called the field. Now, there are those sitting here who are saying, well, I wish I knew what Kryon said. It's sometimes hard to figure out. It's beautiful, isn't it, that you don't have to know? You don't have to know. I gave you a tool that's practical in 3D and I told you the workings of it, the minutiae of it and the reasons for it. However, only you can verify this. All I'm going to tell you is be careful what you say. Construct that which you tell your body in a positive way, which is your statement of who you are. Now, be careful, for there are those of you who are too linear to do this. You're sick and you're coughing and then you start affirming that you are well. You may see this and say, I'm just in denial. Here I am coughing at the same time I'm claiming I'm healed? You can't even begin to understand the physics of a multidimensional circle. What you are doing is enhancing a time fractal of the future. You are creating that which is not here yet from your thinking, but the way we see it, the field is already there and working the solution. It already exists. Can you see the potential of this? Can you state it without your mind trying to put together unequal things? This sick person can say out loud, "I am healed, I am whole, thank you." Then in the next moment, they cough. The person who is not abundant can say, "I have abundance for my life, and I don't have to worry from day to day. I have what I need because I'm worth it." At the same moment, they have nothing in their bank account. The person who is troubled with situations or relationships can claim total victory. "I am peaceful. Thank you, Spirit, for getting me through this awful thing." Then when they awaken from this affirmation, they are still in the awful thing. Do you see what I'm saying? You start stating who you are, because it's who you're going to be. In your linear time, it hasn't happened, but to us, it has. Listen, each one of you who is listening to this, I know that you have got something to say to your body. I know it. It's time to connect to the field. There will be more, for there is a part 2 coming. Dear ones, you're already equipped. Your connection to this field is already there. Physics, indeed, has an attitude, and the attitude is benevolence, with its hand outstretched, saying, "Come see how we can help." That's the beauty of the Creator and this energy today. It is asking you to resonate to something beautiful, then stand back and watch it work. And so it is. Kryon. The information is free and available for you to print out, copy and distribute as you wish. Its copyright, however, prohibits its sale in any form except by the publisher. Lee Carroll.